I want to introduce a young man. First time he's been on the show with us. Hope it won't be the last. Mr. Dustin Springman. He is with Trimble AgTechnologies.
Yes, sir.
Dustin, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me again, I know what AgTechnology does, because I just talked to you guys down at the PDOT show down there. What do you guys do?
Basically, AgTechnologies is started as a GPS correction company providing the auto steering capabilities for tractors.
Tractors drive itself?
Drive itself, yes sir. And
you can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Within, centimeters of where it needs to be every time.
And it's getting closer and closer.
Oh yeah, it's gotten
the technology
really,
getting better and better.
Yes sir, yes sir. And it's every day it evolves. We actually just got back from Denver where they were showcasing a lot of their newest products and newest capabilities and things like that. And you've got not only the precision getting more defined, but then they've also started opening up other technologies for things that need less precision. Things that might not need that really super high end line. It could get away with a little bit of fudge. They've started opening up some of that stuff now too, so people that couldn't afford the really high-end stuff now can start to get into the market and things like that.
And that's where agriculture is hidden, high-tech in it. It's a computer-driven business now, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm here and why I was brought into AgTechnologies specifically is because we're noticing a shift in the industry. Products are becoming commoditized. They're, every manufacturer, John Deere, Topcon, Trimble is our preferred dealer or manufacturer that we do provide product for or resell product for. And we've noticed a shift in the industry to where things are moving to be more data-centric. Information technology is really growing in this space.
No, it's like I was telling some of the irrigation guys, and now they can control their irrigation system from their smartphone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that paradigm shift where the hardware is becoming commonplace. We've built the network. We have the United States' largest RTK network, which is the correction capability. Basically, now the next evolutionary step is to provide more professional services for information management. We have started deploying sensor systems and remote control systems, cameras out on pivots, so people can monitor whether they're turned on or turned off, and they can actually, control them from their smartphone. Yeah, you can see it from your smartphone. You can control it from your smartphone. You can verify if you hit the button and say turn on. You can look at it and see it's turned on.
This is not the same thing as GPS, where it's really high-tech, high-speed, high-cost thing. This is a more moderate price thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And what we're finding is there's a lot of opportunity out there. Soil sampling, having actual soil sensors that will determine how much water moisture is in the ground and things like that. Those things have been talked about for years, and people
now you got them.
We have them, and one of the key components that we find has always struggled is the connectivity. Getting out to that field.
How do you get it?
How do you get it? How do you get it back to you without having to run out there with a little SD card and put it in, download your information, take it back out?
Smartphone.
Absolutely.
Call Dustin. He'll tell you how to do it.
Right.
You brought a couple of items today.
Yeah.
We want to take a look at those. Tamika, if you come back, we'll look at this, because this is what I'm holding in my hand is really state-of-the-art high-tech stuff, and I want to show these off if we can. Dustin, let's start with this device right here.
Okay.
What am I holding in my hand?
That is basically a radio. It's a transmitter or a receiver. It can be configured in either capacity. You can put different configurations of antennas and what have you on this to get either further out or have a more distributed signal capacity, things like that.
Now this is the thing that sends it back
This is the thing that gets our towers to connect to, the sensors in the field, or the pivots in the field, or, the tractors actually in the field now. We're pulling telemetry information like hours used on the tractors. We're pulling all that stuff back in. Yeah, and on the fly, they can see all this stuff on a heads-up display. It's part of Trimble's Connected Farm initiative.
Okay, this sends it back to you.
This sends it back to us.
You send it to them.
Technically, it sends it from the tractor straight into the cloud. It goes straight into Trimble's cloud. It's there for us to look at, for you to look at, and now we've actually started putting agronomists on staff. And what we're doing with that is we're taking this information.
Wow.
Yeah, we're taking this information and we're post-processing it and helping the farmers determine where their variable rate watering needs to happen and things like that.
If you thought of AgTechnologies just driving the tractor, they do that.
We're way beyond that now.
But it's on the others. It is way on the other. You're blowing my mind with this stuff today. It is unbelievable.
It's been a long time coming. These technologies have went through a lot of different iterations, and there have been people that have went out there and said, oh, it'll go through everything and you can get connectivity anywhere. It doesn't quite work like that. You really got to understand the physics behind radio technologies and what they're capable of and not capable of. And we find that this is a good way to, avoid having those high cost cellular fees for a monthly subscription. What this is going to allow us to do, instead of having 1 or 2 sensors out there on tractors where the farmer can, he can make sense of that $50 a month fee, with these we can bring that cost way down, and now we can have sensors all over the farms, all over the place, in the field, on the pivots, on the tractors, you name it.
You mentioned a while ago the soil, things you put in the soil, and you can monitor those. Now you do soil moisture content.
Correct.
Are we close to soil sampling where we can determine what the rates of fertilizer ought to be?
Absolutely, and that is exactly what we have. We've spent the last year now tooling up for that. The sensors exist for that. Getting the connectivity to them has been a big component of that. That's what I'm responsible for. One of my counterparts, Hunter Stone, he's the head of the post-processing. He takes all that information in. He gives you a nice map that shows you where you need lime, where you don't need lime, where you have too much, things like that.
Well, this says I'm holding an Agility white space radio.
And this is the newest of the new technology. This is bleeding edge. So this stuff has only been even in the market for the last...
Where would I put this, on my tractor?
Yeah, on the tractor, on a pivot. These also go on our towers. They radiate and then they connect to you and bring stuff back. And what's really interesting about this is you remember, I guess last year, roughly, when the digital TV transition took place?
Yeah.
These devices are using the vacated airwaves. So all those channels that they actually shut down, we are now allowed to use those to transmit and receive.
I was one of them. I was 55, and now I'm 51, digital.
Exactly. So now I'm able to use channel 55 on that to get to the tractor. So it's a way to recycle that natural resource that is spectrum. I mean, it is a natural resource. It's a finite amount of it. So. And these are brand new. In fact, there's probably only 2 places in the continental U.S. that have actually deployed these radios in this airspace.
And AgTechnologies is one of them.
Yes,
they are unbelievable what you are doing there. And I knew that technology had invaded ag. I was not aware till you came again. Tell me about this. Just how much is out there. Soil sampling, soil moisture content, all of that. Control your pivots. Monitor everything out there, visually or digitally, however you want to do it, or both.
Absolutely. And the biggest, along with connectivity, one of the biggest shifts.
There's some shots that we download off the internet. One of your tractors that drives itself out there, and that's still a big thing you do.
Oh, it's a huge thing, and actually that's getting better by the day. What we're noticing now is we're able to control boom height for different implements that are put onto the back of the tractor. So before we could just drive the tractor, and the operator still had to control his boom height, and he had to do all that stuff himself. With this, variable rate application of fertilizers and pesticides and things like that, all that stuff can be controlled by our central controllers. And what we're doing now is we're monitoring how much of that input is going into the fields, and we're taking that back into our systems, and we're actually helping trend that over years.
There's some peanuts being dug right there.
That's some peanuts, yeah. And
now, I know that all the newer tractors have been sold in the last 5-10 years, are set up for you guys to do that. Somebody's got an older piece of equipment. Can you retrofit it?
We can. It takes a little doing, but the guys at AgTechnologies, they are masters of their craft. I have yet to see something that they can't make work. There is a big shift towards, like John Deere and Case IH building this technology in natively. However, we still find that a lot of our farmers still move to Trimble for their guidance and their application and things like that, not just because of, they have more precise measurements and things like that, but also because of the information management piece. All of our folks that we're working with realize that the information management is going to be a big component.
You got the display screen right there on the tractor, so the operator can know exactly what he's doing at any particular moment, what the tractor is doing, and the implements behind it that he's towing.
Yes, sir.
In this case, an inverter.
And now with the information that we're able to pull back from those tractors, we can see the oil pressures, we can see the hours the engines have ran, we can see all this information, how long they've stopped in one place, so you can start to determine how much fuel they're burning while they're idle and things like that. And all this stuff can be pulled into a database and held for years.
I'm in my pickup. I'm riding down the road 5 miles away. I want to know what my guy's doing over in field A. Can I do that?
Yes, sir. Live, real time. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You are blowing my mind, Dustin.
It's really evolved, and the the hardware and the integration in the tractors and all the things we can do with that is still a huge component of what we're doing. But over the next 5 years, we realize that the information that we're gaining and gathering from these tractors while they're in the fields, and the information that we're gathering from the sensors on the pivots and in the fields and things like that, that's where the real value is. Because we'll be able to put that to use for the farmers and help them make educated decisions on how to best, apply things in their fields.
And you can collate all this stuff at the end of the year, take a look at it, and see what
your
you
operating
need.
costs on the fly at any moment in time.
Oh, yeah. And management is a management tool.
Absolutely.
It's a management
tool. It's a big-time management tool.
The best farmers are the best managers. They've got to learn how to manage
everything.
And everything comes down to management. In some places, they're beginning to do underground drip irrigation.
Subsoil
and that's
irrigation.
where you guys really come in, because you got to know where you're plowing.
You got to know.
You don't want to plow that thing up.
No, those things are put in the ground and expected to be there for a decade. They're there, so you don't want to go cutting those up. That's for sure.
So, and that's where you guys come in.
Absolutely.
We'll put you right on the money.
Keep you right up above it too, so that your boom control doesn't dig into it and things like that. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, some of the things that they're doing with autonomous vehicles, they're perfecting it in the ag industry. They really are. They're using these technologies to prove what you can do with things like Google cars and things like that that are completely autonomous and drive themselves.
Okay. That's what Dustin does. He is with the high-tech stuff. It's more management than anything else in the world, and now it's available to people who are in our viewing area, all the way up from Houston County down to Cook County and points east and west.
Absolutely.
They'll be glad to come and talk to you, sit down and explain to it. You can contact them. There's a phone number, I think, on the screen.
Yep, that's us.
And you give them a buzz and said, I heard Dustin talking about it. I want to find out more about this management system that will help save me some money, increase my profits.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Right. Dustin, when we come back,
hey, I got
a zillion questions I want to ask about this stuff.
Anytime.
Right, he's with AgTechnologies.
Be happy to provide you with some real in-the-field information.
Right. He's with AgTechnologies. They're the Trimble folks. Thank you, in this area. Thank you very much. Wow. That's just unbelievable what's happening out there.